right words, the wrong time. A hard look at the hard lines. Who let you down right now? There is no easy way out. Take who you are and change what you need. Stuck in a place you're not meant to be. Take all your doubts, take it from me. You made your change, now be your freely. Who let you down right now? Who let you down? There is no easy way out. Steal my resolve. It may not absolve, but just let you go. Turn around, turn around, turn around again. Find yourself. It's not half as bad as you thought it was. It's not an epic that you live. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you better get out and I will still hold you back from the edge. Don't watch this fool. Don't waste your money on another broken renegade. Do it now, act faster and lie to yourself. Never heavy with the consequence you're running from. Never think about the way it was. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you better get out and I will still hold you back from the edge. I will wait with you till the end if that's how you want it. I'll be your audience and I will still hold you back from the edge. it's back home. But back away nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow. Please get sucked out to sea.
Max Verstappen, you are the world champion! The world champion!
EA Sports. It's in the game.
And it's lights out and away we go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Split Second Media. I'm your host, Sinner Phoenix, and tonight is the F1 Pro season, and we are round 4 at Hungary. Apologies that unfortunately tonight we have not got the full intro with the track overlay and all of the We Riders 1 message and the national anthem. Unfortunately for Split Second this week, it's been a tough week for us in the sense of trying to get some of the regular work done, as we have had a lot of work behind the scenes going on. So we do apologise for that. Hopefully we'll be all up and running properly for our academy teams tomorrow night with the show and back on track with everything. But we've had a big week this week. Of course, as you may have heard, there has been some drivers that are left and new drivers coming in. But also, we've had technical issues as well throughout the week with floods and things like that. So lack of power and ability to get some of the jobs done that we need to get done this week. So we do apologise to you fans. I know you love the intros and that we do and the overlays. Unfortunately, tonight we don't have those for the Hungary round 4, but hopefully it'll all be fixed up and we can be caught back up by tomorrow night at the academy level. But for now, the updates are, unfortunately for the Titans, we've lost the whole team of the Titan drivers. All 4 drivers decided to resign at the after last week's pro race in Australia. One driver was had an issue with an incident that happened before it could be sorted out. Decided to retire, and because a lot of the drivers were his friend, decided to follow. We hold no grudge or anything like that, and the drivers are free to come and go as they please, obviously. But it's a bit sad that we lost some talent in the field and that due to the circumstances that was behind it all. We won't go into it. It's not why we're here, and we don't want to put it down on the show, but we just want to let you know that the whole Titans team have managed to regroup this week and managed to get their drivers back. And get new drivers. So it's going to be a good night for the new reformed Titans, and we'll see what they can do on the track. Not a lot of time to actually practice, so we'll see what they can do and see what happens there. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens. There was other drivers outside of the Titans that have resigned as well and have been replaced this week as well. Some of the drivers that have signed new contracts weren't actually available for tonight, whether it be real-life work commitments or other leagues that they're finishing up in and need to finish a race tonight. So you won't see them until next week for some of the teams. But we'll just have to see who takes to the field tonight. The rosters are a little mumbled because of all this, so we do apologise, but it's also why there's no rosters for you guys, and also the tables and updated stats were a little bit tricky to negotiate around and get out to you guys this week, only because of all the work that was going on behind the scenes. There is a lot going on besides the Formula 1 behind the scenes with Split Second, but that will come at a later date. As tonight it is the pros, let's have a talk about the pros. A lot going on with them, and the teams are looking strong. Phoenix are out for a good run tonight. They looked pretty good last week. The Mustangs are also having a good run. The Titans were on top and doing a great job, but unfortunately, as I said earlier in the show, the Titans are now completely rerun. Now, another thing is you'll see a name change. Mr. Banana Bender has changed his name. He's now Old Footy Bender. Same guy, different name. So there is a few out there as well. But join in tonight and enjoy the pros. There's a lot of work going on already for next season's prep behind the scenes, making sure certain things are getting changed to suit our style of driving and that, and to put a little bit more pressure on the pros, as the Academy are definitely outshining the pros this season, and the owners have noticed as well. So one of the things that were mentioned this week was to up that standard of our pros. We believe it's because they're racing for money, a few of the drivers are just getting back to those ancient roots of being nervous and trying either not to make a mistake and over-calculating, or trying to be a little bit harder into turns that they should just normally just sit out and wait until that's straight away with the DRS. But either way, there is a lot going on with our teams now. The drivers are starting to find their rivals. They're starting to find where they fit amongst the table and where they're really challenging. The teams are finding out where they're sitting. Of course, the reset button for the Titans. We'll see how they go tonight with their new members. So keep an eye out on that. We'll run through them and all of that as well once they start doing the formation lap. A lot of banter and that going on in the paddock tonight between all the drivers. They're trying to get everyone into the driver brief right now. It looks like the Commissioner Tomo is giving that driver brief now. And we've got a full grid of 20 tonight too, guys. So a few substitutes coming in, but it is a full grid of 20, which we haven't seen for about a week and a half now for the pros. So this should be good tonight. So make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe, and get us out there, guys. Split Second Media. There will be a lot coming to you this year in 2022. This is just the start of it with the Sunday Pros and the Monday Academy. A lot to come your way, especially in July. If you want to keep up to date with everything, we're working on the social medias and the website at the moment. They'll all be coming alive very, very soon, and very active very soon, where you'll be able to get all your updates. And of course, you can join us at our Discord. Our Discord will you'll be able to get all the information early and before it goes out to our socials. We do have Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and which you're watching us on now, or on YouTube as well. We also have a Twitter account that will be going that is active, and will be getting very much a daily run too once we start our social media campaign. So keep an eye out for all that. There is a lot of things to come for Split Second. We had a couple of private messages throughout the week from you fans worried about the rumours that Rip had left along with the rest of the Titan teams. They are true. But yeah, we're moving forward and carrying on. And the drivers that are left, unfortunately, just miss out. It's sad to see them go, especially with the range of talent that was there and a lot of top-tier talent. But it is what it is, and we're not going to dwell on that. Split Second admin have done an amazing job rebuilding all these teams and all these driver spots. But to be honest, there wasn't a lot of hard work to have to do in regards to that, as there's a lot of drivers still lining up to this day trying to get into our competition. So I do thank the admin for recruiting a bigger list. Special shout outs to SJ. He's done a lot of recruiting work for us over the last couple of months, especially this week. So shout out to SJ for all the the hard work he's done on the recruiting side of things, and the rest of the admin team for doing the jobs they do. Now, looking at the time, we've got about 5 minutes before the guys go to track. Any questions that come through on the chat, we might even have time to answer some of that. Shout out to Skid Meat for the follow today on Twitch. Shout out to Nick Thompson for the like on Facebook. And Mike99s has just followed us on Twitch as well about 10 minutes ago. So shout out to you guys. It will be a great night tonight. And we're at Hungary. So this track last week we saw on Monday night with the Academy. We saw it. It was a very different track for our boys. They've raced on this track every season in split second. It tends to bring out one of two races. We've had a safety car every race here. So it tends to bring out one or two races. Either we end up with a really, really close race, or we end up with one of those races where there is dead man's land in between every car, and we've just got to try and find some action. So only time will tell. Qualifying tonight's going to be a little intense, I think. The new guys on the grid trying to prove themselves. The veterans trying to maintain their consistency. Should be interesting. Now, the driver's brief is over. They're all leaving. That should be quite interesting there to see what happens. Now, the boys will probably be getting close to ticking in and all that. So we'll just have to wait and see what the boys are going to be doing. So once they get to track, we'll head straight down to the track. We are at the Hungarian Ring in Hungary in Budapest. Again, for those guys that are just joining us, we apologise for the intro not being there tonight. Again, we've had a rough week here with Split Second Media in regards to being able to get a lot of the regular jobs done. We did have a lot of people, not a lot of people, we had 7 drivers leave us this week after last week's pro race. It is what it is. Again, we're moving forward, but our regular duty jobs ended up having to taking a back seat to some new priority jobs this week. Everything will be back on regular schedule as of tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have everything back up and running with the We Riders One message and the national anthem. Of course, the Academy tomorrow are at Imola in Italy. It should be an interesting race. We've never seen it on the circuit in split second or on the calendar, so we'll see what happens there. But tonight with the pros, it should be a big night. We've got new rookie drivers going to be testing themselves, trying to do the best they can out there on the track. We'll see what happens out there. And of course, we've got our veterans. They want to stay consistent. They want to keep those points going. They want to get themselves to the top. Of course, the pros race for money. So at the end of the season, the teams will be getting, the winning team will get $200. And of course, the drivers for the championship, I'll have to double check the money there. I think it's like 150, 75, 50. I think it's something like that. I'm not sure. I'll get clarification from one of the boys later tonight. But it should be a great race. The veterans will be trying to hold ground while the rookies that have come in tonight to race will be trying to make a name of themselves and show that they belong here. For the Titans team, and as the Titans owner, I can tell you all of our drivers in the pros tonight are on trial. They may not be here next week if they can't do what they've been requested to do. And they've been coached very well this week by the team manager, Lynx. He's put in a lot of effort into these boys to try and get them up to par and get them on with a good team strategy. So we'll see what happens there and how they do in qualifying in the race, and only time will tell if these guys have been the right choices for Team Titan. The Silver Ferns, they're going to definitely be trying to get those points up. They've had a very slow start to the season this season. Tomo has also had a slow start himself, yet to get a victory this season or a podium. So he'll be out to at least get one of those today here at Hungary and start his campaign to defend his Academy title here in the pros, as he did go back-to-back in seasons 2 and 3. And of course, he's not in the Academy Championship of Season 4 this year because he's here in the first season ever of the pros. So we'll see what Tomo and his Silver Ferns can do. The Phoenix, they've been battling hard with the Academy from day one. And they've been pushing even harder in the pros and sitting in second. But the Academy, they're in front of since the last time we saw the statistics and the tables. And I've got to say that the big thing is that they'll be pushing hard now in the pros, knowing that the Titans have had a full change. there, and that they were sitting in second the last we saw the standings before Australia last week. So they'll be pushing hard. The Mustangs, they're kind of sitting there in that limbo land. They're yet to really push hard. They've had drivers mixed throughout the whole field. Some good showings from the substitutes, some good showings from Formula, and a few other drivers in Academy and in the pros. So they're a mixed bag. They could have a good race. They seem to get off to a great start, but by the end of the race, they're either mid-pack or rear-pack with majority of their drivers. So we'll just have to wait and see what the Mustangs can produce. And then, of course, there's Team TMC and the Split Second Academy. They're just kind of sitting quietly there, trying to get themselves in a position where they can either know where their challenges are coming from. It seems more of a strategical thing. They are pushing themselves, but we're yet to see some real good hard racing from these guys, as they're yet to really put a battle up front for a long period of time. We've seen them in snippets up the front, making an appearance here and there, and I think they've picked up maybe 2 podiums throughout what would be the 8th race of this season combined with Academy and Pros. So we'll just have to see what they do and where they go. So we're not 100% sure yet on the full extent of how dangerous that TMC can really be. They seem to be more finding their own groove out there on the track still. But a lot of questions coming through here. What is the... what time is it starting? The starting time, the grid starts at, the qualifying starts at dead on 6:45. They've just gone live now, so we'll be heading down there in a minute. Volts raced last week, even though disqualified, no penalty for him, no race ban. No EVG, that's not correct. I believe the stewards did bring something out involving that. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't checked the stewards report this week, so I will have to double check that for you. But I do believe Volts received some form of penalty. I'm not quite sure. He did start last, and that I'm not sure. I think he was involved in an incident or something. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything until I do double check the stewards reports, I guess, for you guys. I'll have a quick look here. Let's see. There's nothing put up about it, so I don't know. I'll have to confirm something with the guys in the stewards, and I'll bring out information tomorrow night in Academy. So join us tomorrow night. The marathon continues. First time here. Checking it all out. Welcome, guys. I think that's it. Now, the boys are down in pit lane, getting ready for quali. Of course, pros, we run the full Formula 1 format, except it's a 50% race, not 100. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as Formula 1. There is a couple of the assists are allowed and all that, but only reduced, so like they can only have cornering lines and stuff like that. Again, that's all going to be changing soon, maybe depending on the drivers and owners when they have their driver owner meeting for next season. Depending on what they decide and the rule changes, that will all come into fruition. When that meeting happens, we get updated here at Split Second Media, and we let you fans know as soon as we know, just like the real media and the real F1. As soon as the story breaks, we try and bring it to you on the next available moment. So, but the boys are out. A couple of cars are heading out now on track. So we're going to go live to qualifying. It's Q1 for the Hungarian Ring. Round 4 here for the pro season. And let's get down to the track there. And it's looking pretty sunny. So I don't think the boys will be worried about the rain today. So let's get down to Quali 1 as the boys head out now onto track. Alright, so as you can see, a full grid of 20 drivers out there. A few coming out on their outlaps. Most of the Phoenix are out there. SJ Formula, TTV Mart is one of the new drivers, and we'll go through all those new drivers through qualifying and also through the show. We'll talk about them. So Caleb and Brainy are out there for the Phoenix at the moment. Modern Murder is out there as well. He's on his first hot lap, and Jay's on a hot lap too. But we'll go out there with Modern Murder. Now let's get those details up that you guys do love having up there. I'll be honest, the track map does sometimes get distracting, but we leave it up there because that's what you guys want. So they're on the best and they're on the fastest lap. So we'll put put the intervals from the leaders this week so you can see exactly whereabouts they are and how far behind, and also the best lap is the best tyre they've set their time on. Remember, Q1 is just all about the fastest lap. Bottom 5 will drop out, so from 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 will drop down, and we'll see from there. So beautiful Phoenix livery there. Again, the Titans are actually in yellow cars now in a new livery. So we'll have a look at them. All 4 of them drivers are brand new drivers to split second, except for Lynx. Lynx, of course, the team captain, he's coming in and substituting tonight because one of the new contracted drivers is unable to drive tonight due to commitments outside, but has signed with the team. And the first time set will be Modern Murder, and he'll do a 1:17 here at the Hungarian ring, and that looks like Jay behind him, and Jay will take him by half a second, and that is not a bad run there for the marathon driver as a look at the marathon livery. So the question was Volts disqualified or kicked out as Ray goes to the top of the table? He's substituting tonight for he is an academy driver, and he is substituting tonight, and he goes to the top, and Brainy goes to third. SJ sets a time there and puts him in fifth. Volts is out there to put a time on, and he's in for the Silver Ferns. No, he has not left the competition or been disqualified from the competition. We'll find out exactly what happened from the stewards and report back to you at the academy tomorrow night. But I believe the way it was seen was that there was a miscommunication about the not setting a time and all that. So he hasn't been disqualified from the race. There was a miscommunication between race control and him, and race control took the responsibility of that, I believe. That's my understanding from the quick message I've received. So my understanding too is some of the drivers they'll be either wearing the number 23 tonight and tomorrow night in honour of Shane Warne passing, the most famous cricketer there's probably ever been. At least for when it comes to bowling and spin bowling, he definitely changed cricket there. And our condolences go out to the Warney family. To Warney's family, and also keeping in mind too, we lost Rod Marsh the same day, and out to the Marsh family as well. Our condolences go. As QB Tux, we'll call him Tux. He's about a second off. He's down into fifth. Lynx is in sixth. Let's have a look at the new livery here for the pros, and this is the livery there. They've gone with the banana yellow and a bit of green in the livery to basically just be a bit different to what the academy is, to be a little separate from the academy look, and also to stand out on the track map as the dark green was sometimes mixed with the black. So but a look at their new looks, and Lynx looks like he's on a hot lap, so we'll stay with Lynx here, see what he can do. He podiumed last week in Australia, he got third, so probably looking to continue that run here in the academy circuit, in the pro circuit. But yes, my understanding is there's a lot of questions about the Volt situation. My understanding is the Volt situation, the reason that he did set a lap was a confusing message from race control at time, and he managed to, he did set a lap, but he did hit the brakes and put on 5 or 7 seconds onto a time after on the lap when he realised not to cross the line. It was too late, so yes, he put on the time, and Lynx pulls aside, so that's going to let one of the Mustangs through there. Tetris, one of the other new drivers, it looks like he's flying around the track there in Sector 2, so we'll see what he can do now at the moment. So the Phoenix is sitting down in the bottom 10 there, and so they're struggling a bit. All the Mustangs are, I'll take that back, as Formula goes to the top of the table there with a 1:15.4 on the softs. Tetris here, let's see what he can do. He's one of the new drivers as well. So he goes into the pits. So at the moment, on the bubble is Brainy. He set a time. SJ's at the bottom. True Boss yet to set a time. We've seen what his tactics over the last couple of weeks. He tends to come out in the last couple of minutes, set a time, and then go back in. TTV Myrat is going to have a crack tonight. He'll be having a run. And he's with the Phoenix team here. And then the other two yet to set times is Get. I'm going to call him Get. And of course, old footy Bender is also Mr. Banana Bender. He's just changed his name, racing for the Mustangs. So 3 Mustangs in the cutoff here. And can TTV manage to push this up and get out of the cutoff zone? So that must have been an out lap because no time was set, or a deleted lap. I wasn't paying attention to the map, so I'll be honest there. I'm trying to read some of your messages. Some of you reckon promote Lynx. It could be a possibility, but to be honest, Lynx is happy in Academy. He's happy to fill in when he can, and that. But we'll just wait and see. But as we're on with TT at the moment, as he's trying to set a lap and get out of that elimination zone, he sets the fastest first sector, so that he's on fire here. Can he join his teammate Formula up into the top position? He set a 1:15.4. Of course, the chicanes here can wreak havoc. We saw it last week with the Mustang, or earlier in the week on Monday. So apparently, you guys reckon TTV is an imposter. And Paddy has left the session. DRW, there's a big statement there. You want to elaborate on that on Twitch there, mate? On Hoons, you want to tell us who you think he is, who the real TT is, if he's an imposter? And he's going to go up to 16th. So Boss yet to set a time. He's one of the other rookies as he's going to get around and set his first time, I think. Probably would help if I had the usual lap data up there too. And he's going to go into 7th. Brosef's in at 8th. A lot of the guys are on out laps or pits. Jay's out. Oh, and we crossed to Jay just as he crashes. That is a DNF for Jay. That is a big one too for Jay, and that's going to hurt the Marathon boys on their campaign to greatness this season. And it looks like, is that possibly Boss behind him? It's one of the, it's Boy Racer, I think, who's had the off as well as he goes past. It looks like he might have had a moment there as well as he went off. As Volts and Tomo are up the top, I don't think it was them because they're in the pits. It had to be Boy Racer there that had a moment because Boss is there. Volts retires and Volts is sitting in 2nd, so he thinks he's good right now. As one of the Phoenixes come flying out. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen with Boss, but 3 of the Mustangs are in the cutoff at the moment. Banana, well, he was known as Banana Bender. Let's see what he does. It's a different TTV. TTV stands for Twitch TV. So you'll see a lot of names with TTV and then their actual name. But no, TTV is in 17th is a different driver. He's not racing. It's not the same driver. And Banana Bender, he seems to be all over the place on this run here. And Caleb has retired. And he still just can't make that cut. So Jay at the moment with his time will keep him into qualifying 2, and he'll start at 15th as he's DNF'd. He won't get another chance. White Chocolate, he's really struggling out there, but he is running on the mediums. He's on an out lap, so we'll come back to him later and see what happens. Boy Races up into 4th now. The Silver Ferns, 2, 3, and 4. No one fast enough yet to catch up to Formula, who's half a second in front of Volts. Caleb's retiring in at 5th. Alan Santa in at 6th. Ray in at 7th. 8th is Gets. Brosef in at 9th. Tux in at 10th. Lynx in at 11th. Brainy in at 12th, coming into the pits. Tetris in at 13th, 14th is Modern Murder, and on the bubble is Jay. So Old Footy Bender, or Mr. Banana Bender as he was known for most of this season so far, is going to try and get a lap. White Chocolate out on the medium is going to try and get a lap as well. SJ on an out lap, and so is TT. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And Boss still sitting in the pits, yet to come out with 5 minutes to go. So he's going to want to get out soon, or he'll be starting in last. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens here as Footy goes up to 4th and splits a couple of those Silver Ferns. Let's see what White Chocolate's doing right now. So he's into the second sector. He's definitely on a fast lap. See what kind of time he can set. And is it going to benefit him and the team? Let's see what he can do. There is a car just up ahead of him, which was Footy, but I don't think he's going to get a good draft off him here. Oh no, that was TT in front of him, I think. Oh, there you go. And White Chocolate moves up into 4th, pushing Footy down. So here's SJ. He's on an actual timed lap. What time is he going to set? Is he going to do any better? No, he won't. He'll stay in 19th. So at the moment, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th, that's Tetris, Modern Murder, TTV, SJ and Boss, are all about to be eliminated in 3 minutes' time. And imagine Boss will be looking at coming out any time now to try and get that time set, considering it's a minute 17 around the track. He wouldn't want to leave it too much longer to get that time on the board. SJ and TT, the two struggling with times. Footy retired from the session. Let's see what TT can do here. He's in a yellow sector. And there's a car in front of him. Will it slow him down a bit? I'm not sure. He gets out of his way. It's a marathon car. And TT does not go faster, or at least not fast enough to get him out of there. There's SJ. Looks like he's going. No, he's not going to the pits. He's going to come around again and try and have another dig at it here. He's about, he's over 2.5 seconds off pole, off his own teammate. And that one still doesn't help him in any way. Boss finally on an out lap. Here we go. Let's ride with him. He's had a good run last week. He had a rough run the first 2 rounds. Let's see how he goes. He said he probably wasn't going to do too good this week, but he was going to give it his best. So we'll just wait and see what Boss can do here. And Tetris is also out on an out lap too. Not a lot of time left as Formula retires, thinking that's going to be enough for him, save some tyres. And Boss is going to get his first lap time on the board. Hopefully he doesn't get a red lap here and pushes pretty hard. But the 5 at the moment, in the last couple of minutes that are going to be pushing pretty tough, are going to be this man on your screen now, Boss, SJ, TT, Modern Murder and Tetris. Jay is on the bubble. If one of these guys below can beat Jay's time, then I'll push Jay into the elimination zone and Jay will start in whatever position he finishes here in this qualifying session. Boss looking pretty smooth out there, I got to say. Let's see how he gets these chicanes. A little wide on the first one, but it set him up nicely on the second, so maybe he's made some time there. So the time to beat is 1:16.4, or 1:15.4, sorry, by Formula. So we'll see what he can do. Volts is sitting about half a second behind that. And then almost a second behind the leader is Tomo. But we'll see what Boss can do here. His 3 teammates are up in the top 6. And he's looking like he's on for a decent lap here. At least enough to push him up out of the bubble area. And a 1:16 moves him up into 8th. Lynx goes into third. That's a big lap by Lynx, getting that toe by Boss. What a lap by Lynx. Broseph, he's out there. Jay still in 15th. So Brainy, Tetris, Modern Murder, TT and SJ all at the bottom here, waiting to find their fade out. They're on track, pushing hard. We're still seeing a lot of yellow flags. I really don't like it when these guys are slowing down on track. But the stewards haven't done anything about it yet. I'm not sure who that blue car is slowing down on track. We'll see if we can find him. Oh, he's off the track. It's SJ. Has he had a moment? I'm not sure what he's doing. But he's definitely not going to get another lap in, so he'll be starting in 20th tonight. I think he's just trying to stay out of everyone's way. But there's also a red car that's had a moment as well. He's got a deleted lap and he's taking his time around the track. So they're going to be eliminated, both Modern Murder and SJ anyway, so I don't see much coming from it. But yes, he has a deleted lap there. So does TT, Modern Murder. Tetris is on okay. He's doing okay. He's got one turn to go. What kind of time can he set? He needs to get out of there. Can he get out? Can he push Jay down? He does, but he's putting his own teammate on the bubble. There's no one below really other than Brainy, Modern Murder and TT to go that can move anyone out, and that's going to be it. So they won't go any further up because they got deleted laps. They just got to cross the line. So Gentis we're just going to call him Gets, is in there, and just by the skin of his teeth too, I got to say. But at the moment, the ones that are eliminated are SJ, TT, Modern Murder and Brainy, and then Jay will join them, who crashed out in 16th. So two Mustangs and two Phoenix definitely hurting their teams a chance tonight for the top 10. However, last week it was probably the opposite. I think it was Phoenix or Mustangs that had all four in the top 10. But the battle for pole continues now as we're just looking at the pit lane. There's no one on track or anything. We're just waiting for that clock to tick down as some of the cars are heading in now. But that is definitely not what SJ probably wanted tonight. So SJ will end up at the bottom, and TTV will join him in 19th and be alongside him. Modern Murder will end up there at 18th. And of course Brainy in at 17th. So that's going to be an interesting run for the Phoenix tonight. And of course Jay is eliminated as he crashed out earlier. But Formula will set the first session's fastest time with a 1:15. The question will be, can he beat that when it matters, if he can make it to the top 10? So, but the Mustangs putting some pressure on themselves along with the Phoenix team. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes of that. The race director, not looking like too many incidences here. A couple of exceeding tracks, speeding in pit lane gets a warning. Jay got that terminal damage, and then a few a lot of invalid laps there. A lot of red there by the Phoenix too, I got to say, and a few yellows out there too. A couple of the drivers are using the Ukrainian flag next to their name. No, they're not Ukrainian. They're just supporting the Ukraine and the issues that are going on right there at the moment. Similar to if you see any drivers with the number 23 tonight, they're there supporting the passing of Shane Warne, one of the world's best ever cricketers, if not the best cricketer, referred to as the greatest spin bowler of all time, if not the greatest cricketer of all time. So I don't know, it's sad, it definitely is, but it's not Formula One, so we will move on. But yes, our condolences do go out to the families of those that did pass the other day in Rod Marsh and Shane Warne. Alright, so we start Quali 2 now, 15 minutes. Volts, Boss, Formula, Tux, Broseph, Lynx, Alan Santa, Get, Tomo, Broseph, Old Footy, Tetris, Ray, White Chocolate and Caleb will be taking on to see who the top 10 will be to move forward into the Quali 3, sorry. We'll see what happens. Now Tetris is out there. It looks like the three of the 4 Titans have headed straight out on track. They're not mucking around. Tux is the third one in that line of 3. Lynx has led out all 3 of them, and Get will just be sitting out in the pits for a bit. So that chart will start updating as well, as I see all 3. Looks like 3 of the Marathon boys have come out all together as well, trying to work with each other. So, and they're all very close capacity, so we'll see what happens there. A couple of scattered black dots, meaning a couple of silver ferns scattered throughout. There's one of the Mustangs out there. It'll either be Formula or Footy. Well, let's go. It's Q2. Let's go for a lap with Lynx. He's going to be setting up shortly. He's got this turn and 1 to go. Let's actually join him for a lap with Lynx on this track, and let's see what kind of qualifying lap he can do. We'll get that lap data up for you too. And for this lap, let's throw up the telemetry so you can see what he can do. Here he goes. He's going to go to the top with a 117, so that's about 2 seconds off, and his teammate behind him, Tetris, will come through a 117. And everyone is out there on a hot lap except for Boss again, who's trying to save tyres and leave it. So the top 3 will be the first 3 to cross the line. The next is the Marathon boys. A deleted lap for Broseph. Alan Santa is in front of Ray. So Alan Santa, we'll get that telemetry off now. Alan Santa is looking at a second time, so that's not too bad. But his teammate Ray will go to the top, and Lynx is stuck in the middle of him. So Volts goes to second, and his teammate Boy Racer, who got the slipstream from him, goes to first. I take that back. Tomo goes to first, but behind him, old boy Footy, we'll call him Footy. He's gone to second. So a few of the drivers now looking to set a time. Caleb gets in there to 11th. Remember, top 10 go through to the next round in Quali 1, and the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th will be joining the other 5 that have just been eliminated. So Boss is out there early. Formula, he's out to set a time. He's on his first run of the night. He took fastest lap in Quali 1. What can he do in Quali 2? Let's get those tyres of the best tyre they set their time on out there, and we'll go with fastest lap on the board so you can see. Let's actually get those intervals from the leader so you know how much they've got to make up on those times and how far away from the leader they are on their own times. So the Mustangs, they can get these 2 drivers up there, try and open up that field for the Mustangs maybe. And Tetris looks like he's had a crash, and there's a teammate going past him, but it looks like Tetris is DNF in 10th at the moment. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Formula looking like he's on form as he comes around this turn. He's got about 2 hairpins to go, and he is looking strong. What kind of sector 2 time will he get? I'm not sure. It wasn't a purple. Well, let's see now. What's he do? He goes to 4th. That's not enough to beat Tomo out. Volts looks like he's on an in-lap. Broseph, he's going for it by the looks of it. So as he comes through the wind and into the nice right-hander, he's going to sweep it up and over. He's definitely doing better than his previous time. We'll have to see what happens here. He's not looking too shabby. He'll probably get about a 17, but I think, which will put him down where Broseph already is. No, he does move himself up into 8th. So Volts is out in the pits. Lynx is in the pits. Santa in the pits. Tetris has just crashed out. Get and Tux are in the pits along with Caleb. Tomo, Footy, White Chalk are in the pits. Boss is out there setting a time with 8 minutes to go on the clock. Also out there is Formula as well on the track. And one of the marathon cars, which would be Broseph, who just finished a hot lap. The Formula, he's into the pits, and Boss, he will be going into the pits too. So a few of the guys look like they're going to be coming into the pits now and just sitting and waiting for that moment on that last run home to try and get, yeah, he's on an in-lap as well. So, and Boss, I'm assuming, is on an in-lap. He is too. So all the drivers are on in-laps, but Tomo at the moment on the softs is your fastest driver with the 1:15.795. So he's going to be looking pretty strong. Alan Santa is coming out on track now. Broseph will be heading into the pits, but Alan Santa, he's out on track, so we'll see what he can do. He's on an out lap at the moment, not a lap setter, so he's heading through at the moment. And Volts has retired, and it's definitely off the track retirement. We'll see what he can do. White Chocolate and off the track retirement, so that's just to save tyres. Ray's retired, so these guys think they've got good enough times here. With 6 minutes still to go in Quali 2, we'll have to wait and see if Alan Santa, if Tetris, if Get, and if Tux and Caleb can all push themselves to the top. We'll have to just hold out and see, won't we? So as Alan Santa now, he's getting through this first sector. He's looking a little slow, to be honest. I don't really think he's going to be going hard here. Formula's retiring in the pits, feeling safe for the top 10. At the end of the day, 4 of these drivers can push up. They just need a lap of the gods, or not even that, they just need a lap that's faster than the ones in front of them. Lynx is on the bubble. Can Alan Santa send him down to join the other 3 members of the Titans? Will the Titans end up losing all 4 drivers here in the top 10 and not get into the top 10? Or will there be a miracle run and some hard laps put in by these guys? As it looks like Tux is out there on the track. So let's see what Santa can do here. As it looks like, it kind of looked like there was a bit of rain there. It is rain. There is rain coming now for Quali 1, what could be here for Quali 3, but definitely the end of Quali 2. That's not going to be enough. These guys that can set times on soft tyres or medium tyres are going to have to do it now, because anyone outside the top 10, you'd imagine, are going to struggle to set a time at all and beat their 10th place position, which is Lynx at the moment. So Alan Santa's come into the pits. He thinks it's too wet out there to set a time. He didn't complete his time. Tux, he's struggling with his time. This is going to hurt the Titans if they can't push themselves up, not to mention Caleb as well. But it looks like this could be absolutely huge. As he is going to try and put down the time, but it's going to be way off pace there, Tux. So he's going to have to go again if he can in this wet weather that's coming down as it starts raining here at the Hungarian ring. And I think he's had a moment. No, it's just taken a while for the camera angle to get him. As he comes down into these lower turns of 2 and 3. They are the tough turns. We saw a lot of accidents here in the past. It seems to be that one dead zone where a lot of cars seem to get taken or overcorrect for that turn and end up in the sand or the actual barrier. But Caleb now, he's going to be out there too. He's just about to start a lap, I think, or he's just finished one that couldn't beat his own time. The weather out there in the Hungarian ring is not looking positive. It looks like the top 10 may be a wet shootout. Just remember, wherever you qualify on these tyres, if you're in the top 10, they're the tyres you got to start with if it's a dry race. So those on the mediums will have to run a medium strategy. Those on the softs the same, unless an early safety car comes in the first lap or two. They'll have to try and stick with those strategies they decide to go on. But he's going to come in, so he's not going to try and get himself above that time. Caleb, he's out on the softs. He's going to try and get above that time. He's in sector 2. What can he do here? White Chocolate, the only other Phoenix in the qualifying at the moment, is in 3rd, his teammate. So White Chocolate, you'd imagine, is feeling very safe with 2 minutes to go. And there's no major DRS train or big groups of cars out there to try and work together to get those times down, to see that that shuffle pack thing that happens where with qualifying you get that massive train of draft and have, like, say 6 or 7 drivers trying to get the fastest time, and then it's usually the last lap. I think we've seen the last driver on the last lap in every race so far. I think we've seen Caleb retire, so he's accepting 15th. He believes that's where he's going to end up. So Caleb may have a rough race tonight, but he retires there at 15th. So at the moment, it does look like no one else is going to come out with 2 minutes left on the clock. Tux and Levy's is going to be sitting there in 13th, 14th with the elimination, along with Tetris, who has crashed out in 12th, which is unfortunate. Can everyone retire? No, they don't have to retire. It's up to them if they want to, or if they want to have an attempt on the inters. It's all up to them. They have until the clock actually clicks over. If one driver doesn't choose to retire, that's fine. That's up to them. It's their prerogative here. In the real F1 world, the sessions are set by the times. So, but there you go. That will finalise the top 10 because all 4 have dropped out. So Caleb will end up in 15th with Tux in at 14th. 13th is going to go to Get. And 12th to 13th to Get, 12th to Tetris, and 11th will be Alan Santa if he retires, if he chooses to get out on track, but you won't have time to complete a lap, so I'd imagine he'll sit there, so Santa will end up 11th. And then we'll just have to wait and see what our top 10 does. Link's just making it on the bubble. He'll be the only Titan in this session to go through to the top 10 shootout. So he'll have to do it all on his own. He'll have to push it hard. And he will have to start, if the race is dry, on the medium compound along with Volts and Formula. The question will be, where on the grid will they be starting from with those strategies? The rest of that grid, the other 6, will be starting on the softs. So here we go. We'll go straight into Q3. But again, those eliminated drivers, Alan Santa from Switzerland. He's a Swiss driver. He's been here for a bit now. He'll end up being the first one to go in 11th, and starting there. In 12th will be Tetris. In 13th will be Levy, and then 14th will be Tux, and of course Caleb in 15th. The team owner, team captain, and the academy commissioner will end up in 15th. There are your 5 that have been taken out, and the top 10 shootout will be Lynx, Volts, Broseph, Ray, Boy Racer, Formula, Boss, White Chocolate, Footy, and Tomo. So if the rain sticks around for Q3, the qualifying is going to be interesting. Shout out to Josh Bullivant, who has liked the stream on Facebook. Thank you very much. Shout out to TT, My Right, for following us on Twitch as well, and Mike as well. So, alright, here we go. The top 10 shootouts. Here we go. It's going to be 12 minutes of chaos, I'd imagine, in this rain. Probably going to see a lot of that inter-run at the moment. And I don't think the full wets is going to be something that will be used. I think it's all going to be intermediate qualifying. We'll have to see what happens. But Volts will be the first one to pull the pin and come on out of the pits. Oh, and it actually looks like one of them. Oh no, who was that? That was Formula. Formula's out on track before one of the Silver Ferns. So we'll just have to wait and see how this goes. But he'll be the first one to set a lap tonight, as there's 4 out on track at the moment. And that is Formula, Boss, Volts, and Broseph are out on track, as a few more start to come now. So right behind Formula looks to be either, I think it's Volts maybe, or Boss. No, it's Boss. So Boss will probably end up, if he gives him too much room, he'll end up at a disadvantage. But if he can get that sweet spot, he'll be in the draft the whole way through. So, and everyone is out now except for Boy Racer and Footy. But Boss, he had a great qualifying session last week, I believe, and he finished on his first podium this season as well. So see what he can do in the race. See if he can get it up there. As he starts the run on his lap, let's see what he can do here. He was the driver of the week last week, I believe. So we'll see what he can get happening here tonight. Oh, a little bit of a slide. That might hurt his time. And he's got what looks to be Footy, who's just come out of the pits with him. So hopefully Footy doesn't chop up too much turbulence behind him either. Not that it would really affect from behind. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't interfere with his qualifying lap that the Boss is doing. Now the Boss has gotten the purple first sector. Keep an eye on Formula. Formula is the first car to set a time here in the top 10. And they are coming up to slower cars, I think. No. What's he gonna do here? Is he gonna set a good sector time? We want to see it just under a minute if we can. He's a little bit over. He's going to set that time at a 1:02. I think he might have fallen off his pace a bit, maybe. Keep an eye on that time for Formula, as it will go to the top instantly because he'll be the first one to cross the line. Question will be, is Boss on par to beat it on these green? Oh! He's had to drift it, and he couldn't drift it all the way. And he's ended up spinning on that turn. Hopefully he doesn't get caught up here or cause too much damage. Oh, and that's unfortunate, as I think that was Footy that's come around. And Boss will get a 5 grid penalty for colliding with Old Boy, which I don't think is a fair call. But why we stay here with him, we will stay with him because it looks like he's gone for a deliberate DNF. And if he does deliberate DNF, he will be in a lot of trouble. And Boss has retired the car there off the track, so that is fine. But it looked like he went to deliberate DNF there, which was is not on. But we have seen him retire the car plus a 5 grid penalty. Keep that in mind. So that's unfortunate for Boss. He's just got to be one of the most unluckiest drivers. We know he's got the skill. He's just unlucky sometimes with what happens to him. Like, he was on fire for that lap, but The gearbox ended up moving faster than he did. Now, Leaks is up in the third. Ray in second. Formula up in first. Boy Racer down in fifth. White Chocolate's in sixth. Tomo down in seventh, struggling in the wet. Broseph in eighth. And Footy, of course, having that collision just then with Boss. He was in a blind spot. It'll be interesting to see the footage, but I don't think Footy's going to really be able to appeal that. Like, Boss definitely spun. It was unintentional, and he was parked, and he was trying to stay still enough to leave the room for everyone else. So I definitely don't think anything's on Boss there. I think it's just sheer luck, and that 5-grid penalty, there's definitely nothing we can do in the live game or get the stewards to do in a live game. So that is unfortunate. So we'll just have to wait and see as Volts. He's down on his time by a second. If he stays like that, he could end up... he's up now in Sector 1. Sorry, there you go. He's only just off Formula. So if he's got the fill of that car on 2 lap old inters, he might be able to upset Formula here. Ray's in the pits in third, and then Lynx is on the track too. He's in Sector 1. There's another Silver Fern about to cross the finish line. That's either Boy Racer or Tomo. It's Boy Racer with a deleted lap, and then White Chocolate is out on a run in Sector 2 there. But we'll head back to Volts because he's looking at putting on a good show here. He got a purple Sector 2, so he could take this pole position away from Formula, and Formula will have to come out on another set of inters or the same set. No, he pulls it into the pits. Ray in the pits. Lynx. He's running behind one of the marathon cars. So that would be Broseph because Ray's in the pits. And then that would be Tomo as well in front of them. And then White Chock's the only Phoenix that's out there. So let's just see where Lynx can go. White Chocolate goes to fourth, pushing Lynx down into the halfway point of fifth. As they come around this turn, watch a couple of times maybe change. Tomo goes to third. Ray doesn't move, and Lynx goes up into fifth after White Chocolate just knocked him down into fifth, and Tomo knocked him down into sixth. Boy Racer, as he's going to come down through Sector 2, he is on a lap setter, not an out lap, like Footy is, and he is up on his time. He's going to be looking at getting a decent run here. He has a chance, maybe. He needs just under a second, so watch that split. He needs about 800ths of a second, really. Let's see what he can get here. He's on a 26, 27, cross the line at 28. He ended up on his own time, so not bettering himself. Ray comes out on a lap. Broseph is out there trying to set a lap. We got what looks to be 2 Silver Ferns, maybe, working together here. So that might be... that would be Boy Racer and Tomo, I'd say. But the Silver Ferns had 4 cars out there on track tonight for a chance in the top 10. Boss, unfortunately, had a spin on the turn we're coming up to right now on this turn right here. Boss had a spin. He got on that painted stuff just a little early, and the gearbox decided it wanted to go faster than the rest of the car, and he ended up in the barrier and unfortunately has received a 5-grid place penalty. So for his efforts, because Footy ended up hitting him in the side pods. It was in a blind spot. No one was going to see him. Like, we stayed with him because we thought there was definitely going to be an accident there. And nothing's lit up in race control about anything, so tonight's running smoothly for race control. But right now we're on with Boy Racer, who looks to be held up by that marathon car in front of him. Let's see what he does here. He's obviously not trying to set a time because it's like a 1:30, which is 2 seconds off his best. And then looks like he's pushing hard now to what could be his last run if he doesn't go back to back. I wouldn't imagine he's got time to pit and come back out on track to set a time. So this will be his last run unless he goes for another run on 4 lap. It will be 5 lap old tyres by then on the inters. Remember, they've got a different grip stage too They're like the softs and the mediums. They'll have a certain stage when the grip just becomes perfect and all that at the right temperature, at the right amount of rubber rubbed off them. And then, of course, you've got the old circumstantials. But the question will be, can Boy Racer do better than 8th? Trying to see if we can get that sector split. He's coming up to it. So we'll just have to wait and see. He might have that slipstream from the car in front of him, maybe. He's up 400th of a second. That won't be enough. He needs to push it to 800ths of a second easy. So, or a second would be nice to push up over White Chocolate, but he is very much off the pace in regards to his best lap. So he's going to come in at about 27. He beats his time, but he doesn't go any higher. Could Broseph do anything here? Lynx is on an outlap, so we'll keep an eye on him, and so is White Chocolate. With a minute to go, will they be able to make it in time to get their get themselves in a position to better themselves at the start time? As White Chocolate crosses the line now and starts that lap, which will be his last one. He'll probably be the first one to cross the line with that time ticking down. He'll probably be the first one to get the checkered flag. But Boss will end up officially in 10th there from that unfortunate spin, which means he'll start down in 15th. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But the grid penalty for Boss definitely wasn't his fault, but I really wouldn't imagine on knowing how that can be fixed at all by the stewarding body on by Wednesday. I'd have to say that it's an unfortunate situation, but it's one that will probably end up sticking, because you can't really say, well, within those 5 positions he would have made a different start or X amount of positions up and survived the whole race. So I think he's in a bit of a pickle as Broseph starts his lap, and the question's going to be who can start theirs in 2 seconds. I think that'll be the last car. We're going to start seeing the checkered flag on people. Let's see. The last car will be a Silver Fern across the line as Boy Racer secures his spot in 8th. If Broseph can't beat that. So we've got White Chocolate trying to set his last time. What will he do? Where will he go? White Chocolate goes to a lap of a 1:26, puts him in 4th. And the next one coming out is a Mustang, which is Footy. Can he get any better? And he does. He goes to 2nd. He's outdone Volts. So it looks like Lynx is the next car across the line. He goes into the pits. He's going to call it quits. Broseph at the back of all this. The next one is Formula. Can he hold on to it? Volts would probably be the only one that could beat him here, and Volts will be that car in front, I think. No. Yeah, that's the last car coming across the line. So Formula, will he better that time? He does. It's a new fastest lap, so Volts has got a lot of work to do. Ray comes around here as Broseph can't better himself. Ray, can he do better? He cannot. With Volts the only car left on track, he'll go back up into 2nd and stay there, and that is the field for tonight. Formula will get the pole, and a good job by him. And then Volts and Footy. So that's your top 3 coming into it. It's going to be interesting here at the end of the race. Let's see, the 10 that are starting up front again are Formula, Volts and Footy. Not forgetting White Chocolate there as well, who's managed to pick up his first win this season a couple of races ago. Ray the American, he'll bring up in 5th, and 6th will be Tomo, who's really seeming to be struggling with a lot this season in qualifying, but coming back on racing. Lynx will be 7th, and 8th will be Boy Racer, and then 9th will be Broseph, followed by Boss. So as we get ready to go racing, strap yourself in for what should be a great battle up front tonight. Keep an eye on Formula and Volts. There's a little bit of a rivalry and attitude between the two, kind of starting to build up in the paddock. I think the two guys have got a respect for each other, but at the same time don't really want to be around each other, as things seem to happen when the two of them are near each other. So keep a close eye on them two going into the first turn and see if anyone tries any silliness, but we'll just have to wait and see. They've got 30 seconds to set their car up, and we'll see what they come out with. We'll go through the grid in about 20 seconds. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Alright, so it's that time of night where we go racing, and tonight it is the Hungarian ring. That's right, the Hungarian ring is where we're at. So let's go through your grid. A 35 lap race here in the pros, that is, and your pit strategy first too for the pit predictions. So if they're starting on the mediums, they've got two choices: going the hards around lap 10 to 22, and then of course going on to a double pit stop with the mediums and softs. So Formula gets the pole, Volts in at second, Footy in at third, the Mustangs getting two up in the top five. White Chocolate's the first Phoenix on the grid, and Volts the first Silver Fern. Ray the first of the Marathon boys up into fifth, and Tomo in at sixth. Lynx will lead the Titans in at seventh, and eighth will be Boy Racer. Broseph goes up into ninth, and Alan Senna will come up into 10th as he gets advantage of Boss's grid penalty. Tetris on his debut for the Titans will start in 11th, along with Getz on his debut. He'll go to 12th. And Tux on his debut will go to 13th, starting with the team there. Caleb in 14th, and of course Boss with that penalty going into 15th. Jay with the the DNF will be in 16th, and then rounding out the back of the pack, the two Phoenixes in Brady and Modern Murder in 17th, 18th, and 19th and 20th will rear up the track with those two Mustangs. The team owner and captain normally races in the academy here. SJ, he's going to struggle. And again, a quick look at those predictors. If they're starting on the softs, a two-stop strategy. This is what we saw in the academy too. They went soft, medium, medium if they started on the softs. And we also saw pan out one of the best strategies was start on the softs and then go hard. If you can get the softs to 11 laps and go hard, you can actually get to the end of the race, especially if a safety car comes. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now we're going to start up the front. Normally we come mid-pack, but we know there's a rivalry building between Formula and Volts. So, and I guarantee you there will be a lot of discussion if anything happens to come from these two tonight racing, as they are heating up and the attitudes are starting to, the tempers are starting to flare up. We're on lap 1 of 35. There's another pit strategy predictor that just pops up. We've got 5 lights. The lights are out and away we go for the pros here at the Hungarian ring. It's round 4. Let's see who gets down to the front first. Volts off to a bad start. Formula will lead his teammate Footy, who got off to a great start and gets into second. Volts getting pressured by White Chocolate, and White Chocolate tries to put the pressure on. A few cars dropping back there. A couple there. It looks like a Marathon car in trouble. Boss has retired from the session. I'm not sure what happened there, but he is back in the pack there. Virtual safety car. The cars cannot go past their delta or past each other. We'll see how many of them try to maneuver themselves on that glitch. We've already put a warning out on safety car penalties and the safety car glitch. If anyone does try to use it, they will receive a one race ban apparently. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Again, another look at a pit strategy if they're starting on mediums. Talking about the tyres, let's bring those tyres up. I know you like your details, so we'll bring the tyres up on what they're on. We'll keep it on the intervals, and the full track map is up. So, remember, tomorrow night the Academy boys will be out racing, and they are at the Imola track. First time to make an appearance here in split second. While they clear the debris up on turn 1, And the car, Formula gets a penalty for speeding under the VSC. That's going to hurt his chances as he goes to make a quick pit too. And Footy's going to take the lead and control as he gets to go on underway. And looks like Formula's going to drop right to the bottom of the pack right now as he is into the pits. Link's up into 7th. He's going to try and get some pressure on these guys early, I'd say, and he's been performing very well lately in the academy. We'll see what he can do in the pros. He did get a podium last week at Australia. He got 3rd. So we'll see what he can do. Broseph is in a Titan sandwich right now, and he's the team captain and team owner of the Marathon Boys. So Marathon Racing, they've been a little stuck, I'd have to say. Like they're not been the best of teams, but they haven't been the worst either. They're kind of definitely a middle team at the moment. At least that's what they're showing us this season. They're being consistent, but consistently in the medium point area or no point. So we'll just have to wait and see. 2 rookies up in the top 10, Tetris and Tux. They're in point position, which will make a good impression on the Titan team at the moment. Caleb just outside the points there. He's team owner, team captain of the Phoenix. Alan Santa drops down after starting in 10th. He's dropped down to 12th. And I think he's sitting around the same point as where he started. So at least he's staying consistent and he's staying with the cars in front of him. So that's what you want to see. DRS is enabled as we go to lap 3. Jay, he's out into 14th with Brainy in at 15th. 16th is where Formula has come out on track. He's gone on to the mediums. SJ in at 17th, really having a tough run this season, both in academy and in the pros. Just not achieving the goals he has set for himself, and he is quite harsh on himself. Modern Murder, he's in the pits getting a front wing change, so that would have been due to some damage that he must have gotten on the first lap or two. And rookie TTV, my right will end up in last at the moment. So Footy is out to almost a second in front of Volts. Volts is trying to run him down. And doesn't really look like there's much happening on the track in regards to possible battles other than Boy Racer might get Ray. Boy Racer's going to go for a shot on Ray, both on the soft tyre. What will we see here coming down the main straight with DRS? Because I think Ray's going to be outside the DRS on White Chocolate, so he's going to be at a disadvantage. We saw a lot of great maneuvers happen here if you're in the right spot and you get the DRS and you can get that speed from it. It could work, and if you can get out to about 7.5 seconds from this point now, then you can find yourself in an advantage position of being able to defend that long straightaway and when the car behind you gets DRS. So we've got a sector 1. It looks like there is a yellow car, and it's Get is around and in the wall. That is unfortunate there for him. No one else will get around to him in time, I don't think. There is a yellow car. Oh, that's the safety car. The safety car is out. There you go. There's our first safety car. Let's watch all these strategies go now. Who's going to take advantage of this and maybe try and start a different pit strategy or a pit chain or something like that? But Footy is up front with Volts. Volts in second. White Chocolate in third. Boy Racer 4th, Ray 5th, Tomo in at 6th, 7th is Lynx and 8th is Tetris, 9th is Broseph and Tux is up into 10th, Alan Santa in 11th, Caleb in 12th, Jay in 13th, 14th is Brainy, Formula in 15th there, and in at 16th is SJ, Modern Murder in 17th and TT in at 18th. We've got a few pitting here. We got Footy pitting, White Chocolate's pitting, Boy Racer, Ray, Tomo. Let's see what strategy these guys are going to go with, because this is what's going to be interesting. Lynx goes into second as he did not pit. And a double stack for Tomo. Tomo had a double stack. That's going to hurt him as he goes to the mediums. Jay, he's on the sauce. He stayed out there. So at the moment, it's Volts. Then it's Lynx, Tetris, Broseph, and Tux. Those three Titans out there are going for everything, and Broseph, he's out there too. They're sticking to their strategy minus the safety car. Broseph on the softs. All the Titans are on the mediums, so there's no split strategy at the moment that we can see for the Titans. But we'll have to just wait, and maybe they'll have something up their sleeve later on. But at the moment, they're up the top there. They're looking strong. But a lot of the other drivers have just pitted for their first time, so they'll pick up a good advantage too. They just won't be hoping for a safety car around the time they need to pit, or when the other team needs to pit. Other teams are ahead. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Of course, a long way to go, 30 laps to go. We're under safety car, and Volts is in front after TT, who is, Footy, who is in 11th, decided to take a pit run there. So the safety car will take these guys around the track about 3 laps, unless TT and Modern Murder can catch up to the safety car queue, and otherwise it will be about 3 laps before we go racing. If you are joining us at home, please like, share, follow and comment. And of course, we like to try and interact with you guys on the chats. So, but a new look for the Titans in the pros. Will it be a new look and a continued domination, or will it be the opposite? Of course, Get is out after Boss went out as well, which is very unfortunate. So, Boss's consistency is still haunting him here, as everyone is caught up to the line. I wouldn't be surprised if safety car comes in on this lap. As they come through the chicanes, remember to join us. Monday nights we have the Academy, Sunday nights we have the pros, both 6:30 Sydney Standard Time. And of course we have the a lot of information about to come your way over the next couple of weeks with everything that's been going on in split seconds. So keep an eye on that. Join our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. And there's the safety car now. Race Control's bringing them in. So we'll just wait and see what happens, as Volts will have control of the lead. Link's in at second, Tetris in at third, Broseph in at fourth, and Tux in at fifth. Tux, of course, being in Season 1 with split second. We saw him back in the day. He's come back to join and run for the Titans, and it's good to see him back out on the track, so shout out to Tux. But here we go, Volts has got control. Volts is going to take off early. And safety car is in, and away we go. Volts has control of the pack and a decent lead off Link straight away at half a second. And White Chocolate's into the pits, so a couple of the drivers there will move up, choosing the wrong time to really pit unless he had to. So Volts is going to move up, and it looks like Formula is going to slowly make a move up the field. Alan Santa gets into fifth, taking past Tux there as they come down into these turns. Some of the dangerous areas and action zones. Oh! And Footy almost came right up off over the gearbox there of Brainy. Just needs to be a little mindful there, as Footy got a bit aggressive. Let's see what happens. He's gone for the look again. He's keeping the pressure on Brainy and trying to get somewhere with this. So it looks like one of the closest battles we got is this whole line of cars here at the moment, as he makes the move on Brainy. And that looked a little too easy. I wonder if Brainy's car's a little damaged from that before, where it looked like he might have hit him in the rear of the car there. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. Brainy's not pitting, so there definitely wasn't contact. It was just a good maneuver. So Volts gets out to almost a second and a half on Lynx at the moment, and Tetris is up there too, as Footy is moving up onto Tux. Ooh, almost a touch there. So he does get really close to the back of these cars. And the Mustangs, they're spaced out from 7th down to 16th here at the moment. And Footy, who was leading the pack but chose to pit and gave the lead to Volts, is now back on the climb along with Formula in 7th. Oh, and a big tag there by Footy. Straight into the rear of Tux there. So we'll just have to watch here. He's just not looking really at getting around Tux at the moment. Oh, and SJ is out. Something's happened with SJ in Sector 2, and there is another safety car. So that's going to change maybe some things as well. White Chocolate, I don't know if the car will still be there come the moment, but it looks like SJ is out. And White Chocolate's just taking his time. Broseph gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car, and SJ's car just sitting there on the side of the road, not looking too good. And so we've got a few coming into the pits now. That's going to help Formula's run up the front, or to get back up the front and challenge Volts tonight. So 4 into the pits. The way it's going to look now is the Phoenix team are all going to be down around the bottom after this pit stops maybe. And we'll just have to wait and see. We're on lap 9 of 35 as Formula's moving around with Alan Senna. And of course, okay, there was a pass there. That should not have happened, I think. Alright, I'm a bit confused. I wonder if an illegal move was made there. Of course, that will go to the stewards if it was. But up the front at the moment is Volts, Lynx, Tetris. That's your top 3 under safety car here. And we'll just have to see how this all pans out, as we're only going to be around the first third of this race. Still a lot to come. Make sure you stay with us. Every driver that is still in this race are now on mediums, whether they be fresh on 0 or maxed out on 8 laps up the front. The top 6 are all on 8-lap old mediums. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of race we get up front now. Technically, the best sitting tyres would be, and positioning would be Footy, as he's on 3-lap olds, sitting up into 7th with those 6 cars in front of him. Going to have to pit probably around that lap, I'd say 14, 15 mark. Maybe 15. We've seen the tyres stretch. We saw them stretched on Monday night by the Academy. They stretched them out to almost 20 plus laps. I think it was 25 plus laps, the two at the end. And of course, there was a unfortunate error by Lynx as well. Lynx just pushed his tyres a little too long, so hopefully he's learnt tonight too what he wants to do with those tyre strategies, because he pushed his tyres a little too long at the end of that race on Monday night, and he had a spin giving away the race. It should have been his. I know he's been kicking himself all week and he's out for redemption, so he's racing his strategy. He's got his teammate to help him with Tetris, and the question is, can Lynx stay with Volts this time on the safety car? So as the whole pack is caught up with each other, Volts will be in charge. I'd say by the time we get around to Sector 2, they'll be pulling in the safety car on lap 10, and we'll go racing on lap 11. So we'll just have to wait and see where this ends up. Long way to go here, but Volts in front with the Silver Ferns. Silver Ferns, Titans and Mustangs have lost a driver tonight in the shape of crash outs and DNFs. But 17 still remain and battle it on for the rest of the race, and which has still got 25 laps to go. So keep a close eye on all those battle changes when the safety car goes and Volts takes control of the pack. Keep an eye on that, because you may find a lot of the changes. And there you go, safety car is called in, and before the Sector 3 marker, and that's going to push these guys to the limits again at Hungarian Ring. Let's see what happens. Volts is going to have control of the pack. Can Lynx stay with him this time? By the end of the first lap, Volts was out to a 2-second lead. Can Lynx cover him off this time and push hard? Is he going to get Tetris to try and ease off the pack a bit so he can go one-on-one with Volts. What's going to happen? Volts is gone. He has left Lynx behind, and that is another great start by Volts. Everyone else seems to be moved behind. Alan Santa is going for an inside maneuver there. Did he get Tetris? It looked like he did on the board. Did he in the track? Oh, and Tetris is falling back big time as Formula makes a gap there to move on too. Formula looks like he's trying to make a move on Alan Santa. And we'll stay with this little battle as it's already 1 second lead for Volts and climbing. Alan Santa up into third, looking good for the marathon boys. And of course Volts pushing hard. We've got another incident. It looks like Footy and his own teammate TT have come together there. Nothing major, no safety car needed. So carry on, boys, carry on. 10 lap old tyres for everyone in the top 5. And of course Tux, who's dropped down to 8th. Tetris was in 3rd. He's dropped down as well and is behind that DRS zone. The only one battling up the front here that could qualify for DRS would be Formula, but right now it's not going to matter because they've got to do 2 laps under safety car before race control allow DRS again. So right now Formula has to work with what he's got and hope he can keep that gap short. Hope that slipstream's enough. Broseph is into the pits, so he'll go to the back of the pack. Tomo all the way down there in 15th as well is probably something to note. Factory and TT are battling on track teammates, so we'll see what happens there. But according to the time splits, Boy Racer and Formula are the ones in the best position for passes at the moment. And as I say that, Caleb gets passed by Jay. But we'll see where this is going to take us because the battle up front's gone. It's not even 2 laps in and Volts is away from Lynx. He is gone. So Lynx just struggling to find that pace on Volts. Volts has had his car set up immaculately, you'd imagine, for him to be ripping these times in less than 2 laps. A couple of little battles looking like to happen down the back as Footy does pick up a time penalty for multiple warnings. And Footy gets Tux just up ahead there. Formula, he'll get DRS on this lap here, and he may even be able to take Lynx as Alan Santa's going to get DRS as well. So that might hurt. So the drivers, they won't get it here, but they'll get on that next section after this hairpin. As soon as they get past this hairpin, as Alan Santa goes for a move on Lynx, can't quite get it, so he cuts the corner, and that is going to hurt his race. And Formula's like, thank you very much, as he makes the move on the inside and moves himself into 3rd. Can he hold it, as Modern Metal look like to cut back and switch back? He doesn't, and Formula's now going to go on the chase for Lynx. Alan Santa thought he had him sorted and had a good move, but it just didn't work. And Boy Racer also is being taken by, is having a crack at Tetris now. So we'll see what happens on this as Tetris is trying to hold his own ground and defend. As they are back and forth, wheel to wheel. Tetris stays in front. Boy Racer trying to have a crack. Let's see from his point of view what's actually going on. These boys doing it the right way or the wrong way? That is a question. And Boy Racer's going to give this one a good hard crack tonight. I think he can smell a podium if he can put enough effort into it. Let's see, 12 lap old mediums for everyone in the top 5. And of course Tux, who's dropped down to 9th. As he makes up some time there on Tetris, but Tetris gets back on the gas. The DRS zone will work. As you can see, the DRS is open. Ray right behind him there, trailing that gearbox. And Tetris, not enough. Oh, that's a huge dive by Boy Racer. A massive dive. It's forced Tetris off the track. And they're still going wheel to wheel here as they come around the inside. And Tetris looks like he had to give up a lot there. And that may be under review. That was a hell of a dive. A big dive, and it's cost Tetris a position. And then with the push off on track, he definitely wasn't given the virtual safety car. We got a virtual safety car. Someone's had a moment. It looks like Broseph has had a moment. But Tetris Definitely not giving that position back after pushed off track. And that looked like that's got to be Caleb who's had a hit. Tetris picks up a penalty for cutting corners. And that's Broseph in last. Caleb looks like he's got a damaged front wing. So something's happened there with him. What about Broseph? Looks like he might have just had a spin. Brainy, he's just sitting quietly at the back there. Tomo, I'm not quite sure what's going on with him, but he is struggling tonight. Qualifying didn't suit him. He's definitely struggling now. Oh, a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSR for Boy Racer. Maybe that's the justice for what he did before. As they go racing, they were 4 wide. They're still 4 wide. Oh, 3 wide. That's going to be a massive accident there with Ray in the middle of it. Wow. That was massive. 3 wide into turn 1. Footy's definitely ended up damaged. Ray was amongst it, and so was Boy Racer. And it looks like Boy Racer came off that the best. Boy Racer's got a drive through to serve, so that will move Ray up. But Alan Santa got out of that. I don't know how he's still alive, but he got out of that. And he's now going to try and drive hard enough to get away from those 3 drivers behind him, which is Boy Racer, Ray, and Footy. Those 3 were racing hard into turn 1, and what contact. And of course 3 don't go into 1. So he's definitely going to be thanking his lucky stars there. Boy Racer ends up in 4th. And, oh, there's one off the back there. That looked like Ray. He's overshot. He has. He's got no front wing either. So he is struggling. He's going to try and get out of everyone's way by the looks of it. And that could be his race. We've got a Sector 3, which is where we are. He's just trying... Oh, we've got a black car around. It's Tomo. Tomo is just having an absolute shocker of a night. And we got a few pitting, that's why, okay. But Tomo had a shocker there. He's had a shocker all night. So, once he goes past pit lane, he'll be back into familiar territory of what he loves, of always being in the top 10. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. But the trigger's been pulled by Jay, Old Boy, and Ray because of damage and because of the other things. So, we'll have to see what happens. Ray is saying that was his fault. He is saying that he's sorry, the incident, stupid mistake. So that was on Ray. We've seen that. And Tux picks up a multi-penalty. So Ray is called saying it's his fault. He must have dove there. We didn't get a full look at it on the stream here, so we'll have to see what happens. Shout out to Ricky Rozo. Thank you very much for the follow on our Twitch channel. So thank you very much to you. Shout out to you. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And of course, if you're on Facebook, we'd love you to send us those stars. And if you're on YouTube, we'd love to see you subscribe. And of course, on Twitch, get those subscriptions in, guys. There's lots to come. And of course, join our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter as well, because that will definitely help us out. And that's where you can get all your information. Formula sets the fastest lap. He's on the hards. A couple of different strategies now coming with these virtual safety cars and safety cars. So, let's see, what do we got? We got Modern getting a nosebleed. Yeah, it's been a while. Modern hasn't been up this high before. There's Formula's on a bit of a hunt down with White Chocolate. Tetris, he's up into 5th. Not a bad day's work so far for the rookie pro. But he has a penalty looming over his head, so of course any penalty you want to be 3 or 5 seconds ahead of the car in front, which you can't do because White Chocolate is hunting him down. Alan Santa in 3rd, fallen off Lynx quite hard, and Lynx is now in no man's land as he is almost 10 seconds behind Volts. Volts is up into 1st and away he's gone, so that's going to be a big thing for the Silver Ferns as they are out for their first victory this season. And Choc and Tetris is Almighty Gob's pick. He reckons White Choc and Tetris, eh? So we'll see what happens for that. But White Choc's under pressure from Formula now, who's on those hards. 1 lap old hards, and he is gunning hard. He wants to be up the front come the end of this race. And if that's the case with Volts and with Lynx, there could be a battle to the end here as we go on to tick over to lap 18. come into turn one. We've seen a lot of action here in turn one tonight and on Monday night. And also this next coming section, turn 2 and 3. Tomo down into 10th as his teammate Boy Racer just picks him off on the DRS zone as they come down in turns 2 and 3 as well. So they're not too far behind that little pack in front of them. They'll be looking forward to trying to get as much out of those Silver Ferns as they can and get them as close to Volts as they can to try and help defend. But Tomo and Boy Racer just not quite at their standards that they normally are. Tux, he's having a good run and still keeping the car going and in contention for a top 10 if he can keep the pace of the top 10. Seems to be a little struggle at the moment, but he is on mediums and they are very old mediums. He's in pace with the rest of the front 5. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We're on lap 19 at the moment. If you just joined us for the first time, like, share, follow and comment. Oh, we've got a wheel-to-wheel with Caleb and TT, and TT's going to come out on top there. Caleb's on the faster tyre as well, so you'd imagine him not to have to wait too long to get past TT at the moment. So we'll just have to see how this rolls and plays through, because there's not a lot of big battles going on. Tetris and Formula are about to have one, but I wouldn't call it a battle, I don't think. I think Formula may end up taking that. Caleb's still struggling on those softs. And there you go, Formula gets advantage of the DRS and into turn 1, and by the time they get to turn 1, he's 500, so a second in front of Tetris on the hunt for Modern Murder. So Caleb's going to try and get him on the outside here, move into the front. And it doesn't look like he's going to get him. He's almost squeezed. And he will keep the DRS, and hopefully there'll be enough to push him away from that Mustang and start chasing down the car of Ray, who's in front of him, but probably won't be able to do that too soon. So you'd say the battle at the back here is definitely going to stay that way as we move on up the top. And Alan Santa is pitting after all that hard work. He's not giving up, but he's changing that 16 lap old mediums. He feels they're not fast enough. He's going to put Formula up into 4th as he goes to make the move on Modern Murder. Can he take that podium position from Murder? As Modern defends really well, really tough, and Formula's going to slip behind him. Let's jump on board here with Formula, see what he does. They're getting close to touching, and it looks like he's forced Modern Murder to just surrender, and Modern Murder has definitely done that there. It looked like he just decided to surrender. It was getting too dangerous, and he wants to finish the race. So Formula's up into 3rd. He's got 9 seconds to catch up Lynx. It's going to be a tough call to ask with 15 laps to go. We're at lap 20 of 35, so we'll have to see what he can do here. Can he get the run on and catch Lynx? Lynx is down to 12 seconds behind now on 19 lap old mediums. You'd imagine either him or Volts will pull the trigger very soon, but I'm not sure exactly how much. Now on turn 1 is Volts, on the start-finish line is Lynx, and that is how big the difference is. Formula, there you go. As Lynx starts turn 1, Formula finishes the last turn of the track. Modern Murder's about to get picked by Tetris here, and he does, and Tetris is going after Formula now. If he can get a clean way around, it looks like Modern's gone to defend again, but it's not worked. And there's 2 Phoenix cars there now. Are they battling or are they working together? That will be the question, because that'd be White Chocolate right behind. Talking about White Chocolate, it looks like he got him, and he's now going to chase him down a Tetris the driver. O'Hare has definitely got a lot of pressure on now, because White Chocolate is going to be pushing him so hard that if he makes the slightest mistake or concentration error, that'll be his race. Got to say, there's been some good little battles here and there. A couple of good passes. Been quite entertaining. Unfortunately, the front 3 are so far ahead of and in-gapped of each other. We won't see much of a battle up front, so we'll see more of a battle around that 2nd and second and third position later on tonight, maybe. But right now, the boys are battling here in the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh positions. The Phoenix have gotten their guys all the way up into the top 10 now, 3 out of the 4, so doing well. The DRS is open. Have we got a DRS train situation where everyone is pretty much neutralised coming down because of the DRS? Or are we going to see a more challenging factor shortly? As he had a look there, he peeked out and just was not confident enough without wrecking to make that move, obviously. So the challenge still remains here for White Chocolate. Can he get up? He did have his first podium last week, I think it was, or victory. I can't remember. I think it was Ray that won last week, sorry, at Australia, and he was up on the podium. White Chocolate ends up on the podium. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, he's definitely come into form, White Chocolate. And he's putting on pressure on this rookie of Tetris. So Tetris and Lynx are doing a great job in getting points for the Titan team as they're going through those struggles they have this week with a whole new lineup. Oh, and TT is getting a penalty for multiple warnings. And sectors 1 and 2 are yellow. Looks like one of the Mustangs might have had a spin. It looks like it was TT. And Tom On Boy Racer will switch because of the pits. So up the front here, still going strong with this battle, but they're just in a DRS train. Formula has cut Lynx's run down by about half, or I'd have to say half. He was on like 10-12 seconds there at some stage, and Volts is out. Volts is gone. He is out to a massive lead. Almost 20 seconds in front is how far out he is. So we'll have to wait and see what he can do, if he can maintain it or whether he gets any issues here. Now him and Lynx have pushed tyres to 22 laps along with Tetris and along with Tux. So the strategies are interesting here. What will they do? As they're trying to stick with Volts on the same lap. Let's see, is Lynx due to come in yet? No, he's not. Looks like they're pushing those tyres to about lap 25, 26. But in doing so, Formula is going to be on the heels of Lynx very quickly. As Formula now, he's almost in, you'd say, key position on those hards to force a pit stop on the two in front. But also, in saying that too, he also can push that pit stop strategy on the other drivers that he doesn't want to see come up and challenge him by pitting again one more time. But you'd imagine with the hards, he's got no intentions of pitting again. So, of course, there's a lot that goes through a driver's mind, not just racing the car, but the situations as well and how they fare, 2-3 turns later. So, a lot of thought as a driver is happening, and it's why elite athletes do what they do, especially gaming esport athletes. They are pushed to their limits, not as much as the real thing, but as close as they can get. A few penalties tonight. It looks like there's 6. And Volts pulls the trigger. He will go to the pits. So Formula is under 2 seconds now. Is Lynx going to follow him? He does. So that will put Formula in front. He'll go to first. Will Volts be out of the pits in time? I do not think so. It will put him on the chase down now. And as you can see, the pit crews are getting active. So Lynx, he's going to end up a little bit further behind. But Formula and Volts, they're at it. We've got a Mustang around. It's Old Boy. He's had a spin. Sorry, it's Footy Bender, also known as Mr. Banana Bender. But he's having a rough run there. He's got no front wing. Lynx drops to 7th after that pit stop. And Volts came out in 2nd. So some with the good and some with the bad. And I guess it's just a case now of trying to figure out which one was which. There's 10 laps to go, not long now. And you could imagine Formula being very happy here as the Mustangs are struggling tonight with him being the only one up in the top 10. He wants maximum points. Right behind him is Volts, and Volts is going to try and have a look. Let's see what he can do. Volts as he tries to make the move. No go. We got another yellow sector. It looks like there's a black. It looks like a silver fern or a. Sorry, I take it back. It's a TMC car. And there goes the move. Can he hold it? That's the question. Can he hold it? Volts. And at the moment he's looking really good. He's pulling away. And it might even be enough to start getting that runaway from Formula like he had on the Lynx. Formula definitely does not want that, so we'll have to wait and see. So White Chocolate, he's a fair whack behind, but his own teammate Brainy is right there behind him. One of the only smallest gaps on the battlefield at the moment. So that's a bit unfortunate. Oh, we've got cars moving left, right, and center here. We've got passes, we got everything. And Sector 2 has a yellow. We got another Mustang around in Sector 2. So just coming out of the pits, and Old Footy has picked up another penalty. Let's have a good look here at enabling. No, we don't want the limit. Yeah, we will actually. And the lap. Oh, he's purposely cut that one too. Alright, so a lot happening at the moment on track. I'm trying to see where we're at. Let's see who's got the fastest lap at the moment. It is Volts with the 1:16. He's the fastest in the lap time. That's why he's going so fast. He's just been doing a real good run. So, we'll see what happens here with not too long away from that checkered flag. There's a couple of battles happening or coming up. Oh, there you go, Tetris. Oh, was there contact there with Boy Racer? I think there was, and he's made the pass. Will he give it back to Boy Racer? Will there be a bit of racemanship? Sorry, racemanship. Let's take a look at those penalties. They have been clocking up tonight. Footy on 13 and Tetris here that we're watching now on 12. So the 12 penalties will probably drop him out of the top 10 and push him into about 16th or 15th even, because of the way things are at the moment on the table standings. Not sure exactly why it is that, but we'll just have to wait and see. But 12 seconds is big, 13 seconds is big. 3, 3, 3, and 6. We'll just have to see if these do come into play tonight. It's going to be interesting. We've got a yellow sector again. That looks like another Mustang. It's got to be Footy. Footy is having a struggle tonight. He is really struggling here at Hungary and spinning in that. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with Mr. Banana Bender tonight, but he is definitely having a problem. White Chalk might have made a mistake. He's spinning left, right, and center. I don't know what's going on. He is DNF now, so we'll just have to see what else is going on there. But it looked like he was struggling a lot. So, but that will end Footy's night. So, and that will bring out a safety car with about 6 laps to go. So Volts is going to pit it. Formula, what will he do? Will he stay out? Lynx is in third. This is going to come down to a big one. It looked a bit deliberate as the argument with our studio people at home. I'm not sure. There was enough footage there. I'm sure the stewards can have a look and they can deliberate on the information. But right now the safety car is out. Will Volts get out in time of... will he get out before Lynx? He does get out in front of Lynx. So Lynx is going to be in third there. It's going to be Tomo in the pits. He's up into fourth. Will he stay there? As the train is coming, this could push him into a tough position, as there's not a lot of people pitting tonight, or pitting at this chance. So we'll go onto the tyres. That's what they've got for the last 6 laps of this race, and 4 will be pitting now. So Tetris, Tux, Alan Santa, TTV, they're all pitting now. So will those penalties that were up on the board also all get taken away, those 3 penalties? Will they serve them while they're in the pits? You're going to have a pretty long wait to get this this train caught up, so I'd say we get probably the full 3 laps by the time they all catch up to the safety car. Lynx is up in third, Volt's in second, and Formula in first. Tomo's dropped down to 9th. Jay Broseph and Alan Santa out of the top 10, along with Tetris, Tux, TTV, and Caleb. Caleb, he is quite out of it now at 51 seconds away, and he's stuck in that line in second place. He's not allowed to get past the safety car and go past him and then chase down the rest of the back markers. So he's going to be right in the middle of the action. It's going to give Formula an advantage against Volts at the start when he has control, and Caleb will have to try and figure out how to get out of the way without affecting anything pretty quickly, or to be able to get someone else up a bit higher. I know you never want to give away a spot, but you definitely don't want to get penalised for taking one. So we've got some mixed opinions there. Some reckon he lost it on the curb, some reckon it was deliberate. I think that it definitely looked like he lost it on the curb, because his last spin before that was on the curb as well. So me personally, I think he's had a moment on the curb and had a spin. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of it on by Wednesday night. But we've got 35 lap race. We're on lap 30 with the safety car. Oh, if Formula's not careful, he'll end up in the back of that safety car, giving the safety car a new paint job with that blue of the Mustang. We'll see what happens here. It's going to take at least another lap before that DRS train comes together. It's a bit unfortunate with 5 laps to go to see these yellow cars of the Titans. Well, should we call them the new Titans, as the whole team was replaced this week, behind, out of the top 10. They've been racing really well tonight, Tetris and Tux, and it's just unfortunate to see them this low, but the catch is they are on fresh softs, 0 lap tired softs. It may be enough for them to catch up, but Tomo in 9th, he's got 0 lap softs, and everyone in front of him. They're calling in the safety car. It's a late call. So they'll go racing for 5 laps. Formula has control of the pack. Behind him is Volts and Lynx. He's gone early, halfway around that turn, and he's got now to over a second straight away. Volts and Lynx and Formula up the front most of the night. Volts is going to do his best. Remember, it'll be about a lap or 2 before they get DRS, as Volts gets the outside of Caleb. Caleb's in the middle of it. He's a lapped car, and he's in the middle of it, and he's in the way of this battle up front. You'd think he'd pull to the side and get out of the way, because he's got to be receiving those blue flags. So let's jump on with Caleb. We can see what he's seeing. Let's see if he's getting those blue flags, because he's there. He's in the way of a battle between the front 3 drivers, and it looked like he got in the way of the battle with Volts as well. He is getting blue flags. You can see him on the monitors. There's another blue flag there. That's 2. Let's see how many more he gets before he gives up the position here, as there is another Mustang spun, or in an incident there in Sector 2. Keep an eye out for those little square flag boxes on the track. That's another one there. There's another one there. He's receiving these blue flags, and he's not giving up and allowing the cars to pass. So I don't know what's going to go on here or how long it's going to go. Another blue flag there. He is copying these blue flags left, right, and center. That's another one. And another one there. Keep an eye out for those boxes. Another one on the left. And another one on the right. He's staying with Formula, but at the same time, now Lynx has dropped off. I guess the question is, did he end up impeding Lynx at any stage? Because if he has, I can guarantee you that will be going to the stewards if he's impeded Lynx at any stage there in that restart. Formula's on 16-lap-old tyres, and Volts is now in front by almost 2 seconds with 3 laps to go. So Formula is really slowing down. Lynx has a chance. Oh, Ray's gone back. He's had a spin. That will pretty much end his race. He will definitely not be coming back from that with the short amount of laps left. Now, the Phoenix cars, they've gotten White Chocolate, Modern Murder, and Brainy up. Boy Racer is on the hunt for Lynx. And here we go. He's pushing. And behind him is White Chocolate, who we know can have pace. With 3 laps to go, Sector 3. There's an orange car around the last turn. That's got to be Ray. And Modern Murder and Brainy have had a moment. So I saw what looked to be a blue flag waving in the bottom corner there. It's got to be directed at Caleb, because he's in the pack there when he shouldn't be. As they come down, Boy Racer's trying to stick with Lynx, get a better position. Boy Racer's got a penalty, so he probably wants to move up the pack as much as he can, and Lynx is in the way here. But Lynx is sitting in third, so he doesn't want to do too much. He'll be happy with another podium if he can get it here in the pros. He's looking very strong in the pros. Even though he's an academy driver, he is looking very strong in the pro level. I wouldn't put it past him getting signed next season. Broseph has retired from the session, so he's got to be on track. I'd say it's going to take a bit here, a couple of seconds. Keep an eye out for that car. Oh, there he is. He's DNF. Broseph is DNF'd. He's got to get unlapped by Caleb first before he'll end up 15th. Before he ends up 16th. So, but yeah, that's unfortunate for Broseph. And after seeing that, I'd definitely say that one earlier from Footy was a DNF as well, and not deliberate. The battle up front here still continues. Jay picks up another penalty, and Lynx is starting to get away as Boy Racer and White Chocolate go at it here. What will happen if they keep fighting hard here? Who's going to give? And Caleb picks up a penalty there for multiple warnings. There's not going to be too much to go. We're coming close to that last lap soon. White Chocolate, Broseph. Tux picks up a 3-second penalty. Tux is in 10th. He's back in the points, so a bit of movement up the front there. He's 2 seconds off anyone else, and Tetris is outside of that. They must be working together to get both of them into the top 10. Ray with a penalty. Boy Racer just not able to push it. We're on the last lap. The battle up the front is no longer. Volts will end up pushing through for a win here as long as he doesn't have an accident or anything. And the battle here we go, Lynx and Boy Racer. Where is Boy Racer? He's right there. And away he goes. And Lynx was on the outside. Will he get the switchback? This is the last lap. This is battle for third. It's the only battle that matters right now. There's no battle up front. It's just these two right now. Boy Racer and Lynx. There's not much left of this lap to go as they'll be reaching the halfway point after the chicanes. Can Lynx catch him? He's being pressured by White Chocolate now while he's trying to catch. What will happen? I think he's going to probably try and defend the fourth over losing, instead of losing it and going fifth. He'd definitely rather finish fourth. And it looks like White Chocolate's going to make the move. Oh. And that is definitely some pressure put on him. And the Lynx makes the mistake, under brakes. He made it, oh, he's recovered it. This is going to be a huge finish. Volts first, Formula second. Boy Racer third with penalties. Lynx, he'll go to third, and White Chocolate will go to fourth. Tomo will go to fifth. Boy Racer into sixth. Brainy in at seventh. Jay in at eighth. Modern Murder in at ninth. And Tux will get those points in at 10th. Alan Sander will go to 11th. Tetris, because of the penalty, will drop right down to 13th. TT will come up into 12th. Ray in at 14th. And Caleb, of course, finishing in 15th. And Broseph with 5 cars out. That's not a bad effort by these boys on this track. But the win will go to Volts. So a big race for Volts there tonight. And the podium there, Lynx. What a run too. A really good run by Lynx tonight as an academy driver. He got up there. And the boys have definitely put on a show for us tonight in pros. Stepped up the standard as well, those guys. They did really, really well. So, but what a run by the boys tonight. That was great. We'll get those photos and then we'll head into the studio. So that is going to be... of course, Volts, Formula, and Lynx into the podium chat tonight. So stick around. Make sure you stay here for the podium chat. Again, Volts there with the fastest lap too. So he picks up. He'll pick up the maximum points for tonight with the 26. And yeah, a few penalties there and a few DNFs. That the DNFs were all seem to be in the same spot. So that was quite a full-on race for some of those boys tonight. But also quite an entertaining one for us as well. I'll make sure I get those penalties because I think I got the pure one last time. But we'll just double check there. And then let's do something we haven't done. Let's go to the incidents and get these screenshots on the race incidents on SJ lap 8. See if there's anything there, because we have had a few issues apparently. So I've got a couple of seconds to go. We're not looking too good. There was something there on the last lap, so gonna get there. Even if I can get it for the stream. There you go. Alright, no worries. Alright, let's go to the studio and get in our guys for tonight. For the podium pass. What a race. It was an amazing race there. Hungary round 4 didn't let us down. The rivalries are definitely starting to heat up. A lot of the boys are saying you gotta promote Lynx. Well, look, that's his call. He's the manager of the team, and he'll race where he feels he wants to race, and that he's putting on a great show when he is showing up for us as a sub, and a great work for him. But that will be his call, whether he wants to move up or not. So... But what a race tonight by everyone. It was a great race. Obviously, Volts having an absolute perler with the fastest lap and getting up there. So we'll just wait for these guys to jump in to our Discord studio for the podium. And when they come in, we'll get them onto the interviews. But again, guys, until they come through, remember tomorrow night we've got the Academy. They're racing at Imola. We haven't had Imola on the calendar for... at all, so this will be a new one for us tomorrow. The boys have been practicing apparently and putting in the effort and doing the best they can with this track. It's meant to be quite a good track to battle on, so we'll see what happens, and hopefully they can put on a good show for us. I'm just waiting to see. We need Volts and them into the studio. We got Lynx. Lynx came third, so we will get him straight up for the interview now. We'll see if he's got his camera on, and once he's ready to go with the camera, we'll bring him on. But yeah, we've had some good racing there tonight. The pros have definitely stepped it up from where they've been in regards to quality racing and that, and a lot more respect was shown tonight by the drivers out there on track with the wheel to wheel. So yeah, it was very, very good to see. They've definitely tried to take note and step up from those boys at Academy, and it was good to see them too put on a show for us. A couple of safety cars there, unfortunately, changed a lot of things that could have made it even more entertaining at the end. But what a race by Volts, just getting out there. The track definitely suited his driving style, and you can see he's been working hard on that track all week for the Silver Ferns, so what a race for him. Alrighty, so let's see. Lynx, you there, mate? Lynx, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Yeah.
Hey, mate, how are ya?
Heart rate's a bit high at the moment. That was a bit of an intense battle there at the end.
Yeah, there was a great battle at the end there, and a great race all around. The strategy worked. You've been working with the new rookies that we signed this week a lot, putting in a lot of time with them, and that just to get the strategies right and understanding their own driving craft style and all that to work with you tonight. But that's a great appearance again. That's 2 appearances as a sub for the guys in Titans, and you've come third both times. So great work for you, and you got to feel proud about that.
Great strategy with the boys tonight. We all pretty much ran the same strategy, so unfortunate for the lads there at the end, a few penalties and whatnot, but congrats to the boys that finished first and second. Those boys at the front are just absolute rapid.
They were very fast tonight, yeah. Formula and Volts definitely put on a show up front. Unfortunately, we didn't get a good battle between the two of them there, but yeah, it was a great show. Okay, so how'd you feel out there on the track? Obviously, you got to race this in Academy earlier in the week on Monday. You're off to Imola tomorrow with Academy and racing Imola. So, for 2-part question. First part is, how do you feel about the race tonight and the way you were able to change things from last week? Obviously, learning lessons on Monday night to what happened to tonight. And then, obviously, what preparation has the Academy team made for the first appearance of a track we haven't had on the calendar here in Split Second, not normally one of our tracks. What have you been doing? Because obviously your hands have been full this week. Have you had time to work on the Academy stuff as well?
The race strategies and how the race went out there. A bit of redemption after last week. Thought I should have definitely podiumed in the Academy last week, but I'm actually really surprised that I was my strategy. It just goes to show that my strategy would have paid off just as well in the pros. So I'm quite happy to pull off the one stopper here tonight. And on the Academy side of things, it's been a bit of a rough week, as everybody knows behind the scenes, but we're doing all right. Had a bit of a practice during the week with the boys. One thing has come up though, we might have to run another new livery because just been informed as of 10 minutes ago that one of our drivers doesn't have the livery we're currently running. So that's another thing I'll have to work on tonight.
All right, well, we won't keep you then, mate, because obviously your books are still full. Thank you for all the work you are doing, and congrats on a great race, mate, tonight, and best of luck tomorrow night. Any shout-outs before we let you go, bro?
Just a shout-out to all our new pro drivers that put their hand up for tonight. All the boys there, they really helped me out there as well with the strategies and keeping me on touch with my tyre wear. Well done, Tux, Tetris, and Beastie. Thanks, boys. Really appreciate it.
All right, thanks, mate. Look, best of luck tomorrow night. I'll let you go because I know you got a bit of work to do tonight. So get going, do what you got to do, and try and get some rest before tomorrow at Imola, mate. But well done,
Thanks, mate.
Well run tonight, mate.
Thanks, mate.
All right, so that was our second place driver there, third place driver, sorry, in Lynx. He had such a great race. Now second place goes to Formula. We'll get him in. Formula, you there, mate? You got your camera?
I am here, but no camera, no webcam.
No worries, mate. All right, look, a tough race tonight for you. You had a good qualifying. You got the pole there, but just didn't quite have the pace that Volts had there, and just couldn't keep up with him after that last safety car.
I wouldn't really necessarily say that because I was on obviously 20 lap old hards and he got 2 runs on fresh soft, which was my mistake for not pitting, especially at the second safety car. But obviously starting off with the drive-through on the safety car, got a bit unlucky with that, mistimed my restart. But then I fought back through the field. I think I had something like 13 or 14 overtakes on track to bring myself back up. And then to obviously finish P2 after that is good, but when you look at the fact that I started from pole, pretty disappointing.
No, fair enough, fair enough. The words from your team owner must be pretty good ones, obviously, but still a good recovery, as you said, from the drive-through. So, positive things to take from tonight, I would say. And you guys definitely looking forward to the battles that are about to come between you and Volts. Is everything all good there with you guys, or is it starting to heat up? Like, give the fans a little idea of what's happening with you guys.
Oh, obviously it's early in the season. That's only round 4, so we haven't even hit halfway, and I'm not sure if Volts has scored any points in any other races. So he's definitely got some work to do to catch up throughout the season.
No worries, mate. Look, anything you want, any thanks or shout outs or anything like that you want to do, man, before we let you go?
Oh, shout outs to SJ for filling in because one of our original drivers, UCL, it's Mr. Mounts, bailed with about 5 minutes to go before the session started. He just left. So kind of put us on the back foot there with 3 drivers, but we got SJ to fill in and try to put in the best performance he could. Got a bit unlucky in qualifying, getting knocked out in Q1. And then in the race, had a DNF a few laps in, but he's only a fill-in, so it's all good.
No worries, no worries. Well, look, mate, it still was a good race tonight and entertaining from the point of view of the speed and that from you guys. Look forward to seeing what comes from you and Volts for the rest of the season. Great work tonight and congratulations on the podium. And I'm sure this won't be the last interview we get this season with you.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Hopefully not.
Right, so that was second place there. Formula, he's starting to shape his season up as a very consistent season and a well-driven season, I have to say. And he's looking very strong as a contender. We'll know more once all the points and that are done this week and stewarding's all done. And we'll bring you that all live next week, next Sunday. Make sure you join us for the pros. We'll be at Imola, and that is where we are tomorrow night at 6:30. Join us here on Twitch or on Facebook or on YouTube at 6:30 Australian time, Sydney time. Make sure you join us and come and join us for Imola tomorrow for round 5. But right now we're going to bring him on. Volts, mate, are you there?
On my iPhone, so I'll do it for next week. But yeah, that was sorry about that.
You there, Volts?
Yo, I'm here.
Hi, Volts. Welcome, mate. I'll just get this screen working better because it's not coming up. There we go. You got your camera, mate, or you just going?
Oh, I'm on my iPhone. I didn't realise, so I'll have it for next week, but I don't have it at the moment.
No worries, mate. All right, well, look, congratulations on the win. How's that feel tonight, getting the win and all that?
Oh, yeah, it's good. I've had some pretty rotten luck so far in the season, but just a few shit that didn't go my way. But, pretty confident I got the most points on the grid, so as long as I can just keep it consistent and clean, I should be top 2, be on the top 6 every week even, so that's the goal.
Oh, it's a fair goal to have. Now, this race definitely seemed like it was one of the cleanest races you've had. Any worries about any incidences that might occur to the stewards this week?
Sorry, you cut out there for me.
Any incidences this week? It looked like a pretty clean
race
for you tonight.
It's quite strange. I got back quite late, so I didn't even get a lap of practicing this week. So I just nabbed his head up from time trial, chuck it on, and then went out guns blazing. But yeah, next week I hopefully should get a bit of practice, and so hopefully pole's the goal next week as well. So we'll go for it.
No worries, mate. Well, look, congratulations on your first win this season, and definitely your team owner will be happy with that. So any shout outs or anything before we let you go?
Big shout out to Tomo for not kicking my balls too hard. Sticking low with my guy, so big shout out to Tommy for sticking by me through this start.
No worries, mate. Well, look, congratulations on your win, and thanks for joining us in the studio here. We'll probably see you next week if your predictions are correct.
That's the one. Cheers and up.
No worries, mate. Thanks. That was our podium there for the night. 3 top seeders there, and sitting on those steps is got to make them happy. Definitely makes their team owners happy when they make an appearance on those top steps. But yes, it's definitely going to be interesting now. We're a quarter of the way through the season, and the points now with that whole Titans team now being a revamp and 4 new drivers, it's going to be interesting to see what happens point-wise for drivers and where everyone reshuffles when we bring you the live, the redone of all the scores on the table there next week. So join us at 6:30 for our pros. We'll be at round 5 at Imola, and the boys are definitely looking forward to it. It's first time on the split-second calendar that Imola has come to play, so the boys are definitely getting in all the practice they can. I wouldn't be surprised if half of them are on a server right now starting their practice sessions. Tomorrow night, Monday night, 6:30 Sydney time. Join us, come and join us as we'll be live again with the Academy. Now, it is heating up in Academy. It's getting very competitive in Academy, and we're looking forward to see what the boys will bring as the Academy boys take on Imola for the first time on the calendar. They'll kick it off before the pros get a shot at it, so if you want to see what the pros are facing on Sunday night, join us tomorrow night for round 5 of the Academy. It should be a great night for racing, and the Academy boys have definitely been putting the standards to the pro, and every show for the Academy so far this season, every show we get on the Monday night has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger in viewers and in total views by the end of the week, and they are definitely beating out our pros. So if you want to come and see what the big goss is about, come and join us tomorrow at 6:30. But for now, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I've been your host, Sinner Phoenix, and this has been Split Second Media bringing you live your Split Second Gaming Pro Series F1. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you join us again tomorrow night and, of course, next Sunday at 6:30. But for now and until the next time we see you, I've been Sinner Phoenix. This has been Split Second Gaming, and we will see you next time on Split Second Media. And until then, keep on gaming.
I wonder where you are, 'cause you know I take these things kinda extra hard. This back and forth will take me anywhere I need to be. I can't need you anymore. You're out there, you're on your own, and I can't need you anymore. They say all good things must end, but it's been too long since I've seen one again. It's over now, you played your role, now it's time to dissipate. I may not get very far, let's be honest, I will never be a star.